Like I believe all three of his losses in the first match were with Rogue, and both of his losses in the last match were with Rogue. So Rogue has been the deck he's struggled with the most.
Okay.
And I was gonna.
Well, it is a warrior mirror, but I don't think the hands are correct.
I was gonna say it's a warrior mirror, and both players have exactly the same hands.
So sick. All right.
There was no loot hoarder in his hand. He summoned that card out of nowhere.
Exactly. Dang, that's kind of like that's a good hand, but it's a bad hand because you don't have like something to deal with that loot hoarder. Like double Despite's pretty good. Gnomish is good because it gives you cycle, but
yeah. Double loot hoarder. Okay, there we go. Wow, and that's actually a sick
Emperor.
hand.
Yeah, that hand is amazing. Oh my goodness, but he has like he has a patron.
Yeah, a lot of times in patron versus patron, the first player to get patrons wins. Well, the first player to get an overwhelming amount of patrons wins. Because a lot of players, even though they say, oh, taking a brawl for the mirror matchup, nobody does that. It's been a long time since I've seen brawl in patron war to counter patrons.
That the game might just be over next turn. Like board state wise, like you can drop your patron and your Corsair to protect your patron, and then you attack in, and like even if he has the weapon, he needs double execute to clear your board.
Yeah.
That or he needs the charge unit into a loot hoarder into an execute, which he can't play. So yeah, that's actually interesting. And you also have something to follow it up with double war one. That's crazy. That's so strong.
He does have a pretty sick Emperor.
Yeah, you have to Emperor here. There's like no other option.
Yeah. But, I mean, Kalento has, like, Deathspite Whirlwind next turn.
Yeah. His hand is so sick. Like,
yeah.
It's perfect for, like, propagating patrons.
And he doesn't attack with the Fiery War Axe?
No,
he attacked at the beginning of the turn. Yeah.
Oh, man, and the Battle Rage. That's so good.
Yeah, he can Deathspite.
I think you just start spending your Whirlwinds.
Yeah. Wow, this is nuts. There's no way he's going to be able to deal with all those patrons.
Yeah. Battle Rage, next turn you can Whirlwind again if you want. But maybe...
He's going to dig for an execute, and he finds it. Wow. He might even be thinking about just...
He might just run that in.
Yeah, run it in and Whirlwind again. 6 patrons.
I like it.
That's nuts. That's insane.
Did he miss a draw because of that? I guess he wanted to draw first before. Okay.
Yeah. This way he gets to fill up his whole board. Yeah, I guess in the end. Yeah. If he trades in Whirlwinds...
It's a pretty intimidating board on turn 6.
Yeah. I'm actually really surprised he didn't play the Armor Smith.
Everyone's getting in here. You don't want to fill up your board. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because there's no way for the warrior to deal with it, but generally you don't want to. You want to have room for like one patron to propagate.
Yeah. And what does Muslim do from this position?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Cry?
Yeah, cry. Smack face. Assert your dominance.
There's like no way.
You might be able to win if you play Deathspite, Smack Face, and next turn you could play like War Song, Frothing, Whirlwind, your Whirlwind in a rage. You know.
You would have to draw Warsong Commander.
Yeah, but that's still better than no outs, right?
Yeah, that's better than losing.
Actually, this play might be better because you get your execute for nothing. Huh, yeah, that might have worked a lot better. Interesting. Because you can still attack with your weapon and execute.
Yeah.
Ah, I like that play. Yeah, that worked a lot better than what I was suggesting.
Kalento still has... still can deal with this board. Especially with Cruel Task.
Let's see, you Cruel Task 1, you execute another.
I think that's
you Deathspite. Oh, is it lethal? That's,
He's got 12 damage on board. He can spawn at least 2 more patrons, which is lethal by itself.
Well, you can't spawn patrons because they can't attack, right?
Well,
But
he has
you
Warsong.
have,
If
oh,
he
you're
if
right.
he
Yeah,
Warsong and Cruel Task, that's it.
yeah.
Because he Warsong Cruel Task, he bumps one of them up to 5, spawns another one, and can charge in with Cruel Task.
Dang.
So, Nosa put up a good effort. That was about the best way you could possibly deal with it, but
Yeah.
not going to quite be enough. And that's usually how Patron mirrors end. And Kalento is going to take, once again, for the 3rd time in a row, a quick game 1.
Yeah, it was really, really fast. I mean, it just lined up pretty well, though. It was like, what was it? Dustbite into Patron,
Yeah.
into Judge Corsair to where he couldn't deal with the patrons. Yeah, I don't know. That Dustbite setup was probably the most important thing that happened that game because otherwise, No Sim just had like a really good hand with Emperor.
Yeah.
The game would have been over for sure.
Yeah, so Kalento once again still has Hunter and Rogue remaining, and he might struggle. It depends how his matchups line up. Like he doesn't want to match his Hunter against the Patron Warrior.
So
Okay, so he
with
matches Rogue. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Rogue. I think
Yeah.
that's a good choice.
So we'll see if Kalento can finally manage to not lose one game with Rogue, because so far all of his losses this tournament, I believe, I'm trying to remember back, he lost at least 2 in his first loss with Rogue. The 3rd one might have been Hunter, but he's lost at least 4 matchups with Rogue just in the first 2 matches that he's played. So we'll see if he can turn that around.
No Stim's hand is really, really good.
It's funny.
Really, really good.
It's funny because a lot of times it's hard to find really bad hands as Patron. You have to have like
Double
all your
Enrage.
pieces, yeah, and
Yeah.
no card draw, no Emperor, and no weapons, which is
Double-
really hard to do.
It is. Double Execute, double Whirlwind, double Inner Rage. Worst hand ever. I don't know. Yeah, it is very difficult.
So pretty much you see Emperor and a weapon, you're like, wow, amazing hand.
Pretty much, yeah. Despite's probably one of the better cards, or one of the most OP cards in Patron.
Yeah. Yep.
Just crushes everything.
Because now you just can't play Violet Teacher into this. Because you know she's going to get eaten, and you want to get... Actually, at the same time, though, Violet Teacher is sort of a liable card in this matchup in general. Because you build up 1/1s, and he could just trade into him.
Spawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually not that big of an issue early, but I really like that Kalento played the Farseer there as opposed to the Teacher. I mean,
It's a good
Teacher
target
just gets
to eat.
eaten.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
That's a ridiculous Emperor hand. With Warsong double frothing.
Crap. Sap. So this is what I was talking about. Like, a lot of players end up sapping Acolytes because the Warrior just loses a lot of tempo when you do it.
Alright, well, just develop Despite again here.
Yep. Smack into that. Is he executing that? I guess.
I think with this Emperor hand, he's going to want to hold on to Despite for like the next, because this is his last Despite. So he plays Emperor next turn, he holds on to his Despite, and then the following turn he makes a big play, because the following turn he can play Warsong double frothing.
Yeah, that is.
So
That's actually true. Wow. Yeah. Wow, that'd be amazing. I definitely agree with you.
and
That's so much damage.
it forces
Jesus.
Kalento in a position where he has to trade in his creatures or risk those creatures adding on to the damage of the Frothing Berserkers.
Might be afraid of dying here, but it looks like he's not.
Yeah, I don't think he can really play around death that much
Man,
right now.
imagine like a top deck whirlwind or something. Oh, so sweet. So sweet.
So how much damage could Nosum do next turn if all Kalento does here is clear off the... I imagine he's going to just Azure Drake Eviscerate.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, so that'll be 4...
Or he's gonna just okay.
Okay, so
There's not committing that.
6 total creatures on the board. So that'll mean each Frothing Berserker is going to gain
6 damage, right?
6 damage. So that's 16 damage from each Frothing Berserker plus 4 damage from Despite. It's only 20 damage. It's actually not as much as I thought it was going to be.
You still do it though, and you can battle rage to follow it up.
Yeah, yeah. With the
Would
extra mana.
double inner rage be lethal with it? Each inner rage represents 4 damage.
Well, you wouldn't be able to. You'd have to damage your guys. Oh no, no, yeah, you can damage
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you attack. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, a double inner rage wouldn't do it because yeah, it'd be 4 damage per guy, so it'd be a 20. You'd have 28 damage, I think.
Okay, so you'd be 2 off.
Yeah.
Still pretty strong.
Still, you draw 4
Yeah.
for 1 mana
It's an okay turn. I don't know.
and swing at him for 16.
It's all right.
Yeah. There's Cruel Task, Loot Hoarder, Execute.
Okay. Knock knock.
He
No
needs
flurry.
to Azure Drake into a flurry here.
Yeah.
And that's about the only out, and that's gonna do it.
Yeah, that's game. But geez, so many quick games. All right.
Well, the
so it's
last
1-1.
series definitely was not so
Oh,
many
yeah.
quick games.
Last
Last
one
series
was
was well over an hour. Yeah, so tied up 1-1. Nosum takes a win with the Patron Warrior, and once again, Kalento finds another loss with Rogue. I think he might be rethinking his choice here of bringing Rogue. Imagine if he had a Warlock.
But Rogue never loses. What are you talking about?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he had chosen like to bring Dragon Warlock or Handlock, I think these matchups would have been a lot different. Because you look up what he's matching up against, what he's losing with as Rogue, he'd be able to beat a lot more consistently with Warlock. So, but he chose Rogue, so now he's got to live with it. But he's going to switch it up now. He's going to go with the Hunter, and it actually both these his decks that he has left have good matchups against Druid.
Yeah, that's a really good matchup. I prefer Hunter against Druid than I do Rogue. Hunter's definitely like tested against Druid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely has a good matchup against Druid.
Yeah.
As opposed to Rogue, where it's like, yeah, I mean, I can lose. You understand Rogue losing. Whereas with Hunter, it's like really, really favored.
Yeah. Well, having the Innervate Shade on turn 1 to deal with whatever's going to come out is actually pretty good, but Mad Scientist makes that pretty problematic. Mad Scientist. So, I talked earlier about, I ranted a little bit about my journeys to getting my Golden Druid over the past 3 weeks. And I've grown to hate Mad Scientist with an absolute passion. Because there's no way for Druids to deal with it effectively when it's played early on.
Silencing it doesn't feel good, and like killing it by itself is just like usually pretty bad.
You play some Mad Scientist on turn 2, even if you innervate out a keeper, he just punishes you by like bowing, and then you don't have innervate anymore, and you don't have keeper. And if you don't have innervate keeper, which is actually not as common as some people might think, then there's just no way, because there's nothing that you want to throw into a freezing trap if you're playing Druid. Maybe a keeper, but it's just the most annoying card ever.
Yeah. This is a problem with bringing like Hunters to tournaments, or like running like only double explosive. The opponent knows what the trap is, right? So he like doesn't have to attack when he doesn't want to, and like I don't know, there's a lot better ways to play around it. Like there, Kalento had to trade in just because the opponent knew what trap it was.
Yeah. And now, I mean, this is the spot that you want to be in if you're, having that Innervate Shade early on to deal with the first drop is just a pretty big deal. And now he's got, he's only taken 2 damage. He's got Ancient of Lore to refill his hand, and he's got Combo to put the Hunter on a clock, so it's looking not that great for Kleno. Looks like we're going to see another quick match as well. Having to just hero power.
Just shoot the face, yeah, because you don't want like him to get free value on the Abusive Sergeant. And this is what I was talking about. Like whenever you know, whoa, he healed that.
He healed the Druid of the Claw. What?
I don't know. That's crazy to me. But like whenever you know what the secrets are, it's a lot worse. Jeez,
he's gonna have lethal on turn 9 by doing this. So I guess it's just crazy because it's something that you never see in this matchup. Like how often can you not draw and not heal your face and still beat a Hunter?
It's so true.
Let me just double quick shot these creatures real quick. Oh, he can still set him up for lethal on turn 9. All he does is attack in here and hero power, and he's at 14.
Yeah.
And he can even play Emperor.
God, the Druid took like no damage just because of that Innervate Shade. It
Yeah.
worked out so beautifully for him. Usually the Druid like can't deal with an animal companion, can't deal with like something like that.
Yeah.
But this is just way too much for Kalento to
Brutal.
deal with. Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. Alright, well, that's game.
It's game number 2,
Unless he runs Voodoo Doctor.
yeah.
And even then, he'd still be dead.
Yeah, Druid just got bored so quickly. Usually, like the Hunter, they play so many 1-drops, so many 2-drops that the Hunter just takes control of the board for like the first few turns, does like 10 damage to you, and then just starts smorking you down. But this game, like, the Druid took initiative from turn 1 with that Innervate Shade and kind of just ended like that.
And this is starting to look like a repeat of the first matchup. Kalento and Nostam were played in the first matchup of the day, and Nostam took that series. And he's going to, once again, put himself in a situation where he's going to have 2 chances to win with his Warlock.
Warlock deck, right?
Yeah, his combo Warlock. And he's got to do it either against Rogue or against Hunter. The Hunter is going to be really tough, but it'll probably end up coming down, once again, to the Rogue versus Warlock matchup, where, once again, Kalento struggled with the Rogue today. And Nostam's been managing to find victories with that Warlock, so... he's going to take a 2-1 lead in the series. Nostam is 1 game away from making it to the playoffs on Sunday.
I think the Warlock deck is unfavored against the Rogue, and I think it's fine against the Hunter. Like, I think it's like 50-50. But ultimately, like, I don't know. You have to win both matchups, or you have to win only one matchup. So it's definitely like, likely that the Warlock will win.
Yeah.
Oof.
Black Knight, the ultimate Misha counter.
Hasn't seen any play at all.
Nope. I mean, with so many decks playing Sludge Belcher, you feel like you're bound to get value out of it sometime. Especially with the combo lock, who like relies on just reacting to the board and being always having answers. Well, having Mortal Coil and Anti-Killbot and Sludge Belcher. It's a decent hand against Face Hunter.
I think I would play the Abusive here and be sad whenever he coils it. I mean, the Warlock doesn't have a ping, so it's usually like the Abusive will get, a few points of damage in. Like it's the right play. It just kind of sucks that most of them has the coil for Kalento. And like Kalento really needs a 2-drop here. Like, okay, there we go. All right. So he's like still in there, right? Like,
yeah, it's amazing how just turn 1 having Mortal Coil.
game's over.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I like the silence here. It's pretty good. Double Animal Companion. This is where like these are super important.
Not Huffer.
Okay. So do you go with like the Fourplosion roll? I guess.
I don't really know if you have a choice. I mean, what this does is it makes it so you can't coin out a 5-drop next turn, but we'll see if he can roll a 4.
Oh.
Ooh. That's awkward.
What do you kill? I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I like unleashing, getting value, and going face.
Yeah.
Getting value from the Liak while you can. Maybe, yeah, no, I was gonna say maybe turning into the one of the 1/1s was correct, but no, it's fine. You push more damage this way and it plays around Hellfire. Okay, nice. Nice.
Alright, well, he's doing damage for you.
It's Animal Companion, it's super important. If it's Huffer, like... Okay.
Ooh. Well, it's still not too bad. He does have Owl next turn for...
Belcher, yeah. But then that's gonna get siphoned and... Double heal bot in hand already, that's so good. Damn.
He's got 19 points of heal in his hand. It's effectively like he's taken -4 damage so far this game.
So you can siphon, I guess. Trade into the juggler. Oof. It's getting close. Konto might just be able to lethal next turn.
Yeah.
But I think there's no other play than like Siphon. Like you have to.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna have 2 damage. I don't think he
Is
can...
Kill Command lethal?
Kill Command is lethal, yeah. Oh, yeah, he has enough mana.
Okay.
Wolf Rider, not quite.
Yeah, these heal bots are gonna be so big. And Kalento gets an extra draw next turn. I wonder if he's gonna opt to kill the Beast or the Wolf Rider.
I don't know if heal bots are gonna matter, because he can only use 1 at a time, and he can piece together 8 damage.
It's true.
Actually, no. Okay, yeah, they're gonna do a lot.
Oh, that's a really dead draw.
The worst.
You can't even quick shot. That's so bad. That's like,
Wow.
That's the absolute worst shot you could have gotten.
You can see Kalento.
Kalento just smirks. He's like, I can't even quick shot now. Like, how garbage is this?
Yeah.
Worst day ever.
Wow, that is absurd.
So I think you Belcher here and Imp Gang Boss. You Belcher because you don't want to take any more direct face damage because you only have limited healing in your deck.
Mm-hmm. But then again, you saw him hold on to 2 cards.
That is true.
Like, it's got to be Burn or Secret.
But he would have kill commanded last turn if he had it.
Yeah, that's true, with the Beast
and
on the board.
If you assume it's double quick shot, he would use that last turn as well. So you can kind of tell that it's an explosive trap. But he goes for the Belcher, or the heal bot anyways. It's fun. Oh my god. That's so bad. Galento's just like sigh. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Doesn't even play it. I guess he wants to make No Stam a little fearful.
Well, Kalento could finally get value out of the quick shot next turn. But how much damage is staring at him? He's going to be put down to 20. And there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 17, 20. Wow, yeah. It looks like that's going to be game.
Tim.
Wait, no, with the explosive trap, stops it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because the explosive trap will kill the Imp Game boss and the Imp.
He might quick shot the Belcher here. Yeah.
Alright.
Wow,
Unleash.
that is a very, very good draw, actually. Wonder if he's going to attack the Belcher here just to get past the first part. I think I would. It doesn't choose to.
Implosion. Yeah, that would have been lethal, but explosive trap stops it.
So, because like I don't know, if you attacked it with the weapon this turn, you could attack in next turn and possibly set up for lethal. Like it gives you a better shot of drawing into, or setting up lethal.
It gives you 1 less hound if he attacks in. If you had killed it, because the explosive trap would have killed the slime.
That's true, but you get 2 extra damage.
Yeah. And he's going to cash in on the power overwhelming now.
Maybe he didn't want to die. I think that might have been it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't count. But yeah, I like playing the BGH setup for lethal next turn. But he's like, right now I think he's counting up. He could BGH it.
I agree.
That should be game? Is that lethal?
I think it is, because he'll be able to put 2 hounds into face plus 2 from... Yeah, that's exactly 9.
Wow. Should draw into more damage, like kill command, arcane, yeah.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Throws out the greetings as well. Alright, well, once again, we're going to go to a game 5.
Oh, that hair flip, damn.
Wow. Showing off.
Showing off the long hair.
Or he's baiting Kalento into trying to get a hair flip as well.
That's a dream.
Yeah. Alright, well, going to game 5 once again. No Stim's Warlock versus the Rogue from Kalento.
I would still have to give it to Kalento with the Rogue. Like, I think he stands a pretty good chance of winning. Especially against that kind of Warlock. It runs like Implosions, Kalento runs Double Fan.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Alright. Getting into it. Winner of this match goes to the playoff stage on Sunday. Loser of this match goes home with 5 GEICO points. Or stays home with 5 GEICO points.
Everyone's a winner, though. Everyone gets GEICO points.
I know, right? We don't get GEICO points.
Oh, now I feel like a loser.
That's a shame.
It's okay.
Alright, well, I don't think I'd give the edge to either player, judging by hands.
Yeah. Kalento needs a prep or a 4-drop.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he played the SI agent this next turn. I think he just read dagger, and I think
Yeah.
that's why he attacked in, so he could read dagger. Prep's pretty good because next turn he can prep sprint if he plays nothing.
But in-game boss, he actually curves out pretty well, and this Pilot Shredder is actually going to be a pretty big MVP. Draws into second in-game boss as well. Such an annoying card for Rogue to deal with. If you backstab an SI, you're left with 2 1/1s, and you can only clear one off with your dagger.
I wouldn't mind prep sprint, but backstab SI works as well. Yeah, I mean, he just wants to clear the board. I kind of like prep sprint more, but that's just because I know the hands. It's not really fair to say.
Yeah.
Because the implosion's probably going to come here, and he doesn't have a fan for it, and kind of stinks to not.
Well, it looks like he's decided between in-game boss or Piloted Shredder. In-game or Implosion doesn't even seem to cross his mind, judging by the cards that he's mousing over. But he decides to go for it anyway.
4 implosion,
Yes.
4 head. Oh my god. I think you Drake prep to get out the Drake.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah. Kanto like shakes his head.
He's just like, I didn't want that.
No.
Okay, so prep fan first, see what he draws. He might play Lotheb over it, maybe? I don't know.
Doesn't have to prep anymore to leverage the sprint, but he gets 2 draws out of Azure Drake, Fan of Knives anyway, and manages to put a body on the board, so still pretty good.
Klento has been really aggressive with that dagger recently, like really aggressive.
He does have Deadly Poison, so this time the
this
attack
time
is warranted, but a lot of times it's like...
Oh man, that's
Seems
such a heartbreaking draw. It'll be interesting to see if Klento plays the Deadly Poison here, because he knows that No Spam runs Ooze, right? Is this the guy who runs Ooze? I think he runs Ooze, right?
Yeah.
Last time that's what punished him so badly.
Yeah. They have played each other. These guys played each other in the first match of the day.
Yeah.
So... Probably... Okay, so if he just daggers up and deadlies, he gets punished.
He can get punished by the Ooze. But if he just daggers up, it's probably fun.
Yeah, just play Blood Mage for the cycle. He's gonna cash in on a Eviscerate.
Oh my god. The value.
Wow.
Holy. He's going in.
He's thinking, well, this Eviscerate's probably gonna go face at some point in the match,
I like it.
so I might as well throw it out now while I have the mana and the spell.
I agree. That's like, I don't know. It's a good play. Dark Bomb over Owl. I guess he doesn't want like oil to be relevant.
Yeah.
There's another kill command for 2, since it always goes face. Eviscerate.
He drew. That's a pretty clunky sprint. Because next turn he's just gonna play creatures. It seems.
He has to deal with the Emperor. I don't
Wow.
think you can leave that up. It's gonna be like you could fan Avis and play your Farseer, but that's not very good.
And a big thing to note there is Nostam actually reduces 2 pieces of his combo with Emperor Thor's Hand. He reduced the Arcane Golem as well as the Power Overwhelming. So if he draws into another piece of the combo, or his other pieces of the combo, he'll be able to get those out on turn 9. As early as turn 9.
That's 16 damage, right? Arcane Golem, Power, Faceless. 16. Yeah.
Well, he has
that
double
other-
Power Overwhelming.
Yeah.
So 24
Oof.
is the total. But he doesn't draw into either of the pieces of the combo, so they won't be able to come out as quickly. This is sort of interesting. It's like both players are fighting for like tooth and nail for the board and trying to draw into their as much damage as possible.
Klento's in like such a commanding position though. Like that double stab turn was actually really good because he set up for a big flurry, and like Nostam can't really just play 2 units, and he can't really just replay Emperor. He really has to like. Let's see, what is he doing? Siphon. He's like
Wow.
really, really scared right now.
Well, I guess he realizes that all he needs to do is stall until he draws into Faceless and second power overwhelming, because then he has 24 damage, and that's how much health Kalento's at. But
Yeah.
he needs to find a way to not die until he draws into those cards, because that's really the only way he's going to kill Kalento at this point, it seems.
So many options.
Thinking about playing Paladin Shredder or the Ring Farseer and just...
I think he might read Dagger if he plays those two. It's either Shredder or Lotheb or Shredder or Farseer. Or Eviscerate Fan. Interesting.
This way he preserves his dagger, clears the board fully, and
Cycles.
cycles. What is it? Dark Bomb.
Wow, that's actually a pretty good draw.
Yeah.
You play Iron Beak, clear it.
You can play Twilight Drake as well to
Looks like
establish a threat.
he's gonna go with the Emperor. I don't know. I kind of like tapping over playing like this. You kind of need to draw. Like Emperor is reducing cards that you don't really need reduced right now, because you have like so few cards that you can play anything anyways. But I guess this makes Kalento clear off the Emperor. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Jesus.
Wow. So, go for a Blade Flurry this turn?
I think you just play Drake and Lotheb. And you don't care if the Emperor reduces things. Oh my goodness.
Oh!
You don't care if Emperor reduces things at this point. Because he only has 4 cards in hand, so he could probably play everything by now anyways.
Yeah.
He's debating whether or not to attack the Owl.
If he attacks the Owl, in order to go with a full combo next turn, he's going to have to re-dagger.
Yeah,
So he
I
holds
don't-
onto it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fine. Black Knight, not too much value there. I think he's going to have to use a PO in order to get some value here.
Power Overwhelming, even after Lotheb, now costs 4. But every power overwhelming he uses means that his combo does that much less damage. 8 less damage, effectively. Because he would faceless it. This is pretty tough. So how much damage does Kalento have next turn? What's the most efficient way he can do it?
Well, he can only use like double Ting Soil into. I think the most efficient way is Deckhand, Deadly, Ting Soil, Flurry.
And then he can re-dagger.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually use double Ting Soil here.
For fear of...
Well, like you want to use the Flurry in the same turn because of Ooze,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But Kalento is probably going to make the read that he doesn't have Ooze right now, and he has to top deck it. But that is a way to lose also, if he does top deck it. So
You also want to clear the board, so I think Flurry is a must regardless.
I think you just have to go in right now.
Yeah.
Like you go Deckhand, you go Deadly, you go double Ting Soil, and you just pray that he doesn't either have Lethal or he doesn't have Ooze.
And leave the board how it is?
Well, you could go 1 Ting Soil and then Flurry, but
Yeah, I like that one better. And then re-dagger next
does
turn.
it actually set up for Lethal is the thing?
Does 11 plus 6, 17?
7.
It doesn't set up for lethal,
But it's
but it
fun,
does if
yeah.
he doesn't deal with your Southsea,
Yeah. Okay.
which he has to Hellfire, which would kill him anyway.
What's he doing?
He has to use Arcane Golem to clear.
I think he's going to. I like it. Wow. Very good on his part.
But now he dies over 2 turns to oil regardless. And how much damage does he set up? He sets up 12 damage.
That's a dead draw. Well, you can backstab, right?
Yeah, and then you just...
Backstab Ting Soil, attack
Yeah.
face. Healbot is Healbot or Ooze is a saving grace for no stem though.
But he can't... Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and he
'Cause
does
even
get
if
a
he
tap.
taps, he'll only be... He'll be
Well, Ooze wouldn't be a saving grace.
Yeah, I think you just have to oil here. Oil and then backstab. because he would only have one out. He would be able to tap, and he would have to draw heal bot. He would have to have heal bot in his next 2 cards.
So backstab. I mean, that's going face regardless.
So I think it's going to come down to this draw from Nostam.
He could get, yeah, it's well. He could get a taunt also, right? Like he could get a Belcher.
Wow.
Yeah. You can tap anyways, but you would die to an SI. He's out of eviscerates, right? He's used both.
Yeah.
So SI and Flurry, but he's used 1 SI, so I think I like tapping. Ooh, and the heal bot. Wow.
I think heal bot.
I think
safer.
Belcher is better.
So Belcher, what does Belcher lose to, and what does heal bot lose to?
Belcher loses to Sap. Healbot loses to any more damage.
But he can clear off most of the damage from the board.
Like you run the 4-3 into the 1-1 and the 4-5 into the 4-1.
Yeah, that's true.
And then like the board's clear pretty much, and he can't get past that Belcher. If Kalento draws dead this turn, it's actually like really in the Warlock's favor. Like really in the Warlock's favor. Okay.
And that's dead.
Yeah, that is a dead draw.
Wow.
Okay, so I guess you heal up your teacher, and then you just heal and go hard.
Kalento's running out of damage. He
He needs a sprint.
Yeah, but he only has, what, 6 cards left?
5.
5 cards left.
Wow, double heal bot. Jeez.
So one of those cards, yeah,
That's a lot of healing.
that basically
Just-
locks him out of the game.
Casually heal for the 16.
Yeah. And Kalento doesn't even have enough damage left in his
Ooh,
deck.
no, it's still possible. Like sprint.
He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have any damage. He has Deadly Poison, Blade Flurry, and a Prep. And an SI. That's it.
Yeah, but you can clear the board here, right?
Oh, yeah, that's
and you
true.
You can start whacking away. You have to clear the board. There's no other option.
Yeah.
You could leave up the mistress maybe, and then attack it next turn.
Wow, yeah.
Like you attack in and you flurry and you go face, and then next turn you just punch the mistress. You don't even have to punch the mistress, but you'd probably SI it. I don't know, something like that. It's interesting. Oh man,
Yeah, it's
this is
so
really
possible.
close. You
Faceless.
faceless the 3-3.
But if he faces the 3-3, then I think he wants to. Oh man,
I don't know if I like Hellfire here because you don't have board. Okay, no, then you get a 3-3. Okay, I like this. Okay, so I think Kalenta loses, right? If the Warlock doesn't tap, Kalenta loses because he kills him over 3 turns.
yeah.
No, it's possible for whoa. Oh, never mind. This works. It kills him over 2 turns.
Yeah. So, and now Nosum can't tap unless he's sure that he's going to draw into something that's going to save him.
Oh, but that will save him, right? Huh.
Will it?
Wait, no, because Kalento can just face tank that, right? Oh my god. Wow, next turn is like the game. This is crazy. Holy crap.
Wow.
4 damage, so Kalento took 3 fatigue. Oh my god. This is crazy.
Because that was, yeah.
Wait, okay.
Can anything save him here?
A Belcher?
Belcher? Powder Shredder
my
doesn't
God.
do it?
Ooze? Oh
Ooze?
my god.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Kalento takes it. Holy sh. It's
Wow.
crazy.
That is very well played by Kalento. It looked pretty grim for him. I called it game, but I didn't think he'd have enough damage. But without Nosa being able to tap and drawing into Twilight Drake only having 1 health, he was able to face tank enough to keep his SI agent alive. And
That's Twilight
Kalento
Drake.
is
Yeah.
going to move on to the
Yeah.
playoffs on Sunday. Intense.
It's ridiculous.
Really
that was
intense.
That was a pretty good series.
Yeah. I think these guys played early on the day. The first match of the day was these 2 guys, and Kalento struggled a lot, and he struggled a lot to find wins with that rogue, and that last matchup was just sort of a testament to how Kalento's rogue matches were going the whole day. But Kalento joins Wafster as the 2 players from Group A to move on to the playoff stage. Unfortunately, Nostum and Eldritch are the 2 players eliminated. Nostum will go home with 5 GEICO points, and Eldritch will go home with 4 GEICO points. So both of those guys still have chances to qualify for the finals at PAX at the end of the summer. We just want to take this opportunity to remind you guys to head over to geico.onog.gg. You can find all the information about upcoming matches, all the information about the open tournaments, and how to sign up, as well as you can get a quote from GEICO, save some money on your car insurance, as well as entering in to find or to win a official TSM PC. So make sure you head over there and do that. Tomorrow we have a Group B of the feature tournament number 1, which will be Amaz, Mirari from My Insanity, Hot Form from Team Root, and of course Shoop, I believe, who was on Vicious Syndicate. And so that should be a really great matchup. Dog, do you have any final thoughts that you want to give before we sign it off? On what you thought about the matches today?
Well, tomorrow I'm excited for like Hot Forum and all those pretty like kind of well-known players, but haven't really broken too much into the scene. Today was pretty exciting. The last match I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't expect Colento to take it, but it was pretty exciting. I don't know. It was a good set of series today.
Yeah, it definitely was. So again, guys, we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, or 6 p.m. Central European Standard Time. So make sure you join us then. It's going to be Group B of the feature tournament. Once again, Amaz, Mirari, Hot Form, and Shoop. So once again, congratulations to Colento and Wofster. We'll be seeing them on Sunday. Big shout out to GEICO and a big shout out to Liquid, who's also partnering with us to make this possible. But once again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.